This is not your mother's Mahabharata. Beware. It's fucking epic. Hosted by S.P. Jairaj.
Welcome everyone to Not Your Mother's Mahabharata. I am your partial host, Satish Jairaj, and with me as always is my wife, Azure Anderson.
Hello everybody, I'm also a partial host.
Well, we form the two parts.
Together we are one.
Yes.
Oh.
With us today is our really good friend, Rachael Gaetz.
Hello.
Hi, Rachel.
I'm delighted to be here.
Rachel's either delighted or embarrassed already to be
We
here.
don't know, we can't tell.
I feel very welcomed. I feel amused, and I'm excited to see where the evening takes us.
Hooray!
Yeah.
We are too.
Yeah, I am as well, and very much. Let's get right into it, and I'm going to let you may answer this together, but how do we all know each other?
Oh my gosh.
And I know it's mainly the two of you, because I've met you through Azure.
Yes,
obviously.
we are an interconnected web
We
of
are.
acquaintances here.
Oh my god.
So Azure and I originally met in 2008.
2008.
Yes,
Yes.
working.
At American Girl.
We were retail buddies.
You helped open the store, or did you come right after?
I did help open the store.
No, we opened the store in the Mall of America together.
Mm-hmm.
You were in the doll hair salon though, right, to start off?
I started off just
You
in
started off in just
bookstore,
retail.
just retail, yeah.
Oh, yeah, never mind.
Mhm.
Yep, and I did the visual displays.
Yeah.
And eventually...
We just clicked in the break room a lot.
we did.
Yeah. And then eventually
Played a lot of Blockus.
Yes, we did.
Played so much
So
Blockus.
we met. We ended up eventually in the same department together. We ended up eventually as neighbors too,
Uh-huh.
and friends forever.
Friends forever.
So
I watched a lot of time watching your two oldest children.
who are now very old children.
Oh, they're so
13
old.
and 10. Yes.
Oh my gosh, they're very impressive. Both of
Yeah.
them.
Thank you.
I think that might have some influence from their early childhood days.
Probably
of
does.
Watching
You're very
Bubble Guppies
impressionable.
with their fake Aunt Azure.
Absolutely. Yes,
And playing
they're like
games and parties.
sponges that absorbed all of your creativity
Oh
and
my god.
kindness. So, but yeah, so that's how we know each other. And then I eventually met Satish through Azure as they dated and got married.
I met Cece before you,
Yep.
because it was our second or third date.
Like third date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cece's
So I-
my oldest daughter.
And I brought
Was
Cece on our
three at the
third.
time? Yeah.
Oh no, she was like
She was
2, yeah.
Yeah, she was little. She drank milk and played with crayons. I don't even know if she colored with them, but she played with them. That's what we
Sounds
gave her.
about right.
Yep.
So that is how we know each other.
Anyway, there are many more stories,
Yeah.
but that is not the story we're about to hear today.
No.
So.
No, we'll move quickly on and do this in the after discussions.
Excellent.
Tell us more about yourself,
Oh.
Rachel. Yeah.
Sure. I guess I always lead with that. I am a very, I'm a Midwesterner. I really, like in my bones, like I say, ope. I love ranch.
You do.
You know, just hot dishes, pizza, whatever.
yeah.
But anyways, I also lead with, like, I'm a mom of 4 kids. I'm also a photographer. Let's see. Yeah, 4 kids. I have 4 pets, 1 husband, and I'm just a very cheerful person who enjoys creative endeavors and hanging out with friends and good food and drink. So that's kind of me in a nutshell.
She used to be a hockey cheerleader.
Oh, yeah. I usually don't lead with that one.
I'm not leading with it. I'm following with it.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I always thought it was crazy.
Well, thank
Just
you.
anyway.
Yeah.
Yes. So when
Very
I
cool.
have to pull out a fun fact, sometimes I go with that. I was a hockey cheerleader at the University of Minnesota, where actually cheerleading was born. That's where it originated,
Oh my
which
Oh.
god.
is super cool.
You have
But
all
yeah,
the Midwestern
fun fact.
knowledge, too.
Yeah. So I, had grown up doing figure skating and cheerleading as separate activities.
Okay.
And then went to the University of Minnesota, not because of the hockey cheerleading that happened there, but just because that happened to be the only school that gave me any money. So that's why I went there.
Fair.
And then in my second year, like I had some people recruit me because they saw me like, you know, twirling around open skate. They're like,
skating.
you should maybe come try out for this. And I'm like, whoa, are you saying I can put together this skill and that skill, like peanut butter and jelly?
That's the
and
dream.
It was.
I mean,
It's the dream. Oh my God.
So then I did that for 3 years, and it was a ton of fun. There's nothing, no one can really relate to that. There's not a lot of hockey cheerleaders out there. And so what it was, we would like cheer in the stands during the game, and then we would ice skate with our pom-poms and do stunts on the ice in between periods. So that's the way.
So fucking badass.
I don't think I knew any of that.
Thank you.
I'm so happy I
We
asked.
can pull up YouTube and we can, you know, you can see
I think
it.
it's the coolest thing.
Yeah.
I think about that periodically.
And those girls, the girls on my team, we still stay in touch, you know? So it was a very cool bonding experience. And they're all my photo clients now, actually, too.
Yeah.
So, again, a good way to stay connected. I love,
Absolutely.
keeping those connections. So, yeah.
Awesome.
So that's Rachel.
Yeah. Okay, which one to do first here? Let's do. We've heard about all the other stuff you know and things like that. What is your familiarity with the Mahabharata?
Only what Azure has told me, that you are reading it to the world and your friends. And it is very long.
It is very long.
And it is a lot of tales and a lot of excitement, and I just have to be here for it. I don't know much, Satish. That is what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, that makes you
perfect.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're looking for.
Okay.
Perfect.
Well, tell us also, what do you love about stories?
Stories. Oh, okay. I think, you know, I'm someone who can be an overthinker and anxious and things like that, and I feel that when I get into a good book, that like all the things I'm worrying just go away. Like it's a real good way to be present, maybe also escaping. Yeah. But it really works to turn your brain off and to just be absorbed in a different world with different people and their fucking problems instead. You know?
Yes. Yes, exactly.
So I think that's what I love about stories.
There's something very centering about it when you put it that way. And even though it's escapism, in some sense, I like the idea. It's very much very centering as well.
And then I think you can kind of come back to your life in the real world afterwards, like taking a deep breath and being like, okay, now I'm back. I read about whoever else was doing way more messed up things, or where they have bigger problems, or you read something good and you feel inspired then. So I just, I think that's what I like about stories and storytelling.
We're going to try for both, because there's definitely some like shit going on in this one.
Okay.
But maybe there's something heroic too. But yeah, are we ready to get into it then?
Yeah,
I am.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So here's where we are in like the podcast as well. It's like we read a whole bunch of the story up to a certain point, and then we actually kind of backtracked and did another character called Krishna, because he enters the story kind of in this podcast. And I was like, well, I want to do some more about him. But this is the first episode coming back to like the Mahabharata. So I'm really excited to get back into like the main text. We loved our tangent with Krishna. Yes. It's very important that we did that, but we're happy we're here. So our story today opens with a character named Dritarashtra. So, Dhritarashtra is king. He is a blind king. He was born blind. He has 100 sons.
He's fertile.
Yes. Yeah. 100 sons.
I told you there was a lot of semen.
You did.
Yeah, we may have passed a lot of the fun semen stuff, but you can always go back.
Back to episode 1.
Back to episode 1. Yeah.
Oh.
So Dhritarashtra's oldest son is Duryhodana. And if you have any, just remind me about names. But yeah, his oldest son is Duryhodana. And he is currently sitting very anxious in his room waiting, because there's been some strife that's been going on in the kingdom. And he loves his son. His son's a little problematic in many ways. He kind of leads all the rest of the children. Like, the other ones are almost unmentionable. It's just Duryodhana and his best friend Karna, who he met later on, they're like the best of buddies.
Are they thick as thieves?
They are very much, that is exactly, and we will hear some of that today.
Okay.
They are very much thick as thieves. But there's been some, like, tensions that have happened, and, like, they're kings, and so they're responsible to the people. And not that long ago, Duryodhana, to keep his throne, formed this plot which King Dritarashtra was a part of, where they burnt down the 5 cousins, the Pandavas.
Damn. Okay,
Yeah.
that is not chill.
Just
okay.
and their
No.
mother.
No.
Yep. So burnt the 5
Murdered
Pandavas
them.
and their mother. This
Straight
was
up.
some months ago. Everyone basically knew it was Duryodhana. Like,
yeah.
they knew that he did it, but it just kind of like, well, maybe he'll get better. It's not like we have any other options now. This is our king. So, you
Okay.
know,
So
there's
they're
been a lot
hoping
of
for the best. Okay.
there's a lot of peasant talk that's kind of like,
Okay.
let's hope that things don't like screw us over, and like I guess we'll have to put our faith in him now. We have no other choices.
We just
Okay.
hope he doesn't get worse.
We hope he doesn't get worse,
Yeah.
right? And like maybe now that he's done this,
He got
he'll
the
be a good
firebug
king.
maybe out of his system. Mm-hmm. That murder bug is gone.
Yeah, there's no one to murder anymore. He only hated those guys. Now it's done.
Great.
Okay, let's hope so.
Maybe we're gonna be okay now. But this is all going, and Dhritarashtra knows that all his people are thinking about this.
Okay.
Just recently, all of his sons, with Duryodhana leading again, went to what is called a Swayamvarat, which is, there is a beautiful, beautiful princess named Draupadi, who everybody wants.
She's gorgeous.
She is the most gorgeous person ever. She can be comparable only to Krishna, who's male as far as beauty is concerned.
You should draw her, Azure.
It'd be explicit.
One thing to know is, like, her original name was
Right.
Krishna, which is basically, it means the dark one. So Krishna means the dark one.
Okay.
Because they both are just extremely dark skinned. And again, within this world of stories, and I guess ancient India, the Mahabharata, like, this is what makes them super attractive. So everybody in the entire, what is like Bharatavata, which is like basically India, wants this woman. He knows his son is a very powerful Kshatriya, and so chances are he's got it, but he's waiting. And as he's like anxiously thinking about this, his brother Vidura walks in. And his brother Vidura, now Dhritarashtra is blind, so Vidura, of course, is expressing himself, and he's like full of joy. He's full of love.
Hey, bro.
Yeah. He's like, hey, like, I have the most fantastic news for you. And Dhritarashtra breathes a sigh of relief. He's like, yes, Duryodhana has got Draupadi. My son has got the great, dark, beautiful one. Sai says it out loud, and Vidura's like, oh, sorry, I guess you haven't heard. Actually, that's not what happened.
Wah, wah, wah.
Duryodhana did not get Draupadi's favor or her engagement and all that.
Oh, no.
No, the good news I have to tell you, it's actually double good news here. Kunti and her 5 kids, the Pandavas, are still alive.
Yay!
Hey, that is
Yeah.
better.
They are good news, and they have married Draupadi.
They.
Okay.
Have married Draupadi. And Dhritarashtra's like, oh,
Oh.
that's very good news. On the outside, very good news. Fantastic good news. On the inside, fuck. Fuck.
Oh, wow, that really took us for a couple turns right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So he's like, asked like, what do you mean? Like, what's going on really? I mean, no, this is fabulous news that my dead brother's kids are alive, and now all of this politics that we thought was done with is going to start all over again. But they married Draupadi? Like, which ones? What do you mean they? Was it, like he just goes through the 5 names of them. Oh, they all did.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So,
Yup.
the 5 Pandavas, they are all they are basically half brothers, in the sense that, well, 3 of them have the same mother,
Okay.
who was the first wife, and then the other 2 have different mothers, but they are all the children of gods, the fathers.
Okay.
All the children of gods. Very powerful people. And yeah, they were going to, the oldest of which is Yudhishthira, who was going to assumed the kingship after Dhritarashtra, but then they got sent to this house. They thought they killed him. They escaped. They lived as brahmanas, so they lived with like almost nothing, almost as beggars, and completely changing their lifestyle and diet to be in hiding. And then they married Draupadi just recently and have revealed that they are now alive.
This is wild. So they were in like kind of the witness protection program, sort of.
Exactly.
They had to live peasant
Yes.
chic.
Yes.
And then they became not sister wives. That's wrong. They're like brother husbands.
Brother
Yeah,
husbands.
yeah,
husbands.
right, exactly.
And they're all of godly descent.
Correct.
Yeah, all of God.
Okay,
descent.
All of
So
that.
I'm
You nailed
following.
it. You're following
Yeah.
it perfectly.
Okay.
Exactly what happened.
Got
And
it.
to even it out a little bit, Draupadi was herself like born out of a fire.
Oh.
Yeah, her father like did this yagna, which is this big fire ceremony for years, and out came Draupadi and her brother Dhritarashtra, which important, but
So that's why
Draupadi's
she's
where it's
so
at.
hot.
Yeah.
That is exactly.
Sorry, yeah.
No, that's
She's literally hot.
yeah,
Okay.
literally hot. So
And all these dudes, lucky.
yeah,
These lucky guys.
Can we call this episode Brother Husbands? Just joking. Just joking.
We're always looking for a
we
title.
always need titles. So yeah,
Oh, I love it. Brother husbands.
yeah.
Not bad.
It's actually not bad at all what we're doing. So then as like this niceties is finishing off and Dhritarashtra's putting on an act, his son, Duryhodana, and his best bud Karna come in. And they're scowling. They're not happy. They've realized like what's happening. Vidura leaves and then these three kind of go at a conversation. Like first they like criticize it, like, why are you being so nice? Why are you so happy that the Pandavas are alive? Like, and they're like, I have to put on an act for Vidura. We know Vidura is loyal to those Pandavas.
Yeah.
So I had to put on an act for them. What are you guys gonna do now? Like, what is your plan now? So beforehand, the Pandavas went into hiding because they realized that there was gonna be plot after plot after plot to kill them. Right? So they've been in
Yeah.
hiding now for a while. Now, like, what do we do? So Duryodhana throws out his plans. I was like, okay, first thing we want to do, let's try and split up the three oldest brothers and the two youngest brothers. Okay, because they have different mothers. There's got to be differences between them. Let's work on that divide, man. Let's do that, and we'll split them up. We'll have it kind of cave in from the inside. What do you guys think? And Karna and Dhritarashtra, like, they're all married to one woman. They have 5 men have agreed that on consecutive days they are going to be married to the same woman. Right? How the fuck are we going to split that up?
Yeah.
I can't even begin the problems. Like, I mean, you guys are one husband and one wife here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
Like,
And
No.
we're doing okay on that.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We're fine. But think about it. Their husband and wife, like, for like Tuesday. And then you get like almost a whole week off.
That's true.
Right? So one of the dudes
You
is
look at
Tuesday,
it that way.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Yeah.
So maybe you can be the best husband you can be one day a week.
And
Yeah.
And then you get the
Saturday,
next best husband,
Sunday,
you know?
Monday,
Yeah.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
See, each of them have what
that's
they
not bad.
excel. The way this
Yeah.
happened as well, which I don't mind me going back, is that in an earlier life, because there's reincarnation is throughout the story, in an earlier life, this one woman had like a terrible husband, I guess, and she went to ask the god Shiva, and she did her penance of like years and years of meditation and prayers combined. And then when she got her boon granted, she was so excited. And she was like, oh, fuck yeah, okay. I want the strongest husband. I want the most just husband. I want the most honest husband.
Hell yeah.
I
Get it,
want
girl.
the most skilled husband,
Yep.
and whichever the fifth one was.
Yep.
And Shiva was like, all right, next life you'll have 5 husbands.
Oh.
And she was
okay.
like, no. He's like, you're not.
You're not hearing my order.
Yeah. That,
let me repeat it.
I heard
Let
the
me repeat
order,
it.
and you can't get the strongest person and the most handsome husband and the most all-in-one husband. No.
Okay, my husband would be saying, yes, you can, and it's me.
Okay, sure.
You know,
Yeah.
Well,
he
Well,
would be.
Shiva disagreed. And he gave her 5 husbands. So he's like, all right, your next life, 5 husbands. So that's
I appreciate that backstory.
part
Yeah.
of the story
Yeah.
as to how this happened with her. Which, as you guys were talking, I'm like, man, the only person who doesn't get a day off is her.
yeah. Does she even need it though? Yeah, she does.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't.
God
So
Yeah.
she doesn't
need
get one
days
day off. Like maybe she gets 2 days off. Maybe she gets the whole weekend.
Maybe she gets a week every now and
Do
again.
you think she gets the weekend? Because there's only 5 of them.
Yeah,
She
that's
can
true.
have
Tuesday,
some
Thursday, Friday.
me
But I don't know
time.
if they're following a
gets
7-day
Saturday, Sunday.
calendar.
Oh shoot.
I don't know
Right.
what the ancient Indian probably still in use.
Let's pretend. Then Saturday she can sleep in. Sunday she can do her laundry, and Monday she's back to being a wife.
Okay.
And getting banged
We'll-
by
Lifetime's
different
back.
guys
Yeah.
every day.
Different one every day.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all that to say,
Sounds
there's
okay,
no way
yeah.
we can break these 5 up. They're in
Alright.
this for the long haul.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what if we bribe her father-in-law? Oh, sorry, no, her father, Drupada. Like, the king, like, why don't we bribe him to, to take action against the Pandavas? And it's like, no, he's a very honorable guy.
Okay.
And I don't know if he's going to do favors for us because he kind of hates a lot of us. We tried to attack him one time and failed.
Yeah. He's a little salty
Then
about
the
that.
Pandavas
Yeah.
did, and they succeeded, but now he's with them, so he's going to be happy about that. He's not giving them away. We know he's a pious dude. Not gonna, that's not going to work.
No.
So then, okay, what if we send spies to infiltrate and to tell and to get word across to the Pandavas that they just shouldn't ever come back to Hastinapura? No, it's like, well, that's not really a solution. We don't know how long that'll last. They're some of the
Right.
most powerful fucking people on Earth.
Yeah.
And now what we're seeing is that the people love them. So as far as that's concerned, not gonna happen.
Yeah, they could stroll back anytime they want, and
Yeah.
everyone would be like, "Oh, good, you're
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
Great, this guy's a dick. Come on in."
Okay, well then. What if we try then to seduce the Pandavas? Let's get them super hot babes.
Oh,
And then that way that'll cause a rift.
hotter than Draupadi?
Right,
Bullshit.
right. Karna, I mean, he's like, then you're not gonna get hotter than Draupadi. There's they're not even gonna look at other women.
No.
It's
insane.
yeah. So
Are they going to do bring in the Kardashians? It's not going to work.
Not enough.
Not
yeah,
enough.
they won't
The
bat an eyelid. They
Kardashians
have
aren't even enough
Draupadi.
for this shit.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they've got Draupadi.
I don't know who to compare her to in real life.
No, she's incomparable.
Incomparable. You're right.
So, okay,
Besides us,
can we
obviously.
Obviously.
can we figure out a way then to at least kill Beam? So Duryhodana, the Pandava he hates the most, is the second oldest, whose name is Beam,
Love Beam.
who is the strongest of the Pandavas.
He's
So the
super
idea is
sweet, too.
Aw.
he's super sweet too. Yeah, but he
loves
had some
food,
great
snacks.
adventures early on, where he protected his entire family. He fought demons.
Oh.
But he's a lovable guy.
Sounds like my cat, Charles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, and it's we've tried to kill Beam before. We tried to drown him. We tried to burn them. It's failed. Now the Pandavas have been Brahmanas for a while. They're coming back into this. They're willingly coming back into this world. They're gonna be watching. There's gonna be no easy killing of their strongest guy, who they know
Right.
is who you're gonna go after.
Right.
Here. So, not gonna work. And so they discussed what do we do? What can we do? And Karna, who's always warrior heavy, is we just need to go to war.
Obviously.
Yeah, we just need to take
war.
all the troops and the soldiers now. We know that the Pandavas are getting allied now with Krishna, but before that happens, we have to go in before that even happens, before anything is solidified. And Dhritarashtra's I hear you, but we need to hear from the elders, because if my adopted father Bhishma isn't into it, if you're the guys who trained your Drona isn't into it, this is not going to go well. So we need to have we're gonna have a meeting with everybody. We'll ask what to do, and know that I'm biased towards you, which he is. I'm like, take the conversation, convince Bhishma, convince Drona that this is the only thing that needs to be done. We got to go to war. So.
It's ridiculous.
What's ridiculous?
It's these two guys against everybody else. Mm-hmm. These two guys.
Yeah,
these
two hot-headed
dudes.
males.
These two bros. That
Just saying, if it was two gals, I don't know that war would be like, well, clearly this is what we must do. I mean, but that's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, just,
Well, in Duryodhana's defense, he did want to bribe and kill and seduce them beforehand, but none of those are going to be viable. So,
they've
much
run out of
better
ideas.
options.
They've run out of ideas.
I suppose.
Get out your swords.
So the big meeting happens. Okay?
Who's in the big meeting?
It's with elders, right?
Yes.
Oh, the
So
elder meeting.
it is
Thank you.
the king again, blind King Dhritarashtra.
I don't know why you just have to keep saying blind king.
Well, I just want to make sure everyone the names, because there are a lot of
I
D's.
know,
Yes.
I was
There's a lot of
joking. I was
Ds.
joking. He's more than that.
He is strong as an ox too, actually.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Blind strong king.
Yes. So the blind strong king is
There you
there. Bhishma, who is the patriarch of the entire Kuru clan, but he can just never be king. But he is basically the oldest. There is someone there who's older than him, but Bhishma is the one who has that authority and has trained and has given up so much for this nation and in the past and previous generations. Then there is Drona. Drona is the person who taught these 100 sons who are the Kauravas and the Pandavas. He taught them all the martial arts and arrows and all the magic
moves.
skills. He taught them all their moves.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And he, in that, formed a special connection with Arjuna, who is the most talented, who is one of the Pandavas.
Okay.
So now they're going to try and convince these guys that, hey, we got to go to war with the Pandavas. So everyone is assembled, and Duryodhana does open. He's like, okay, so the Pandavas are back. I don't know where they've been, why they've been hiding for so long. I don't get that.
Oh my god.
So, I mean, I don't know about bringing them back. And then also there's this weird business where they're all married to one woman. It's weird, man. But what do we do?
Sounds like what we need is war.
So, each of them take a turn speaking. And Bhishma talks first. And he loves both sides of this. He loves the Pandavas and he loves the Kauravas, and they're cousins, in case that wasn't clear. And he said, we've been given a second chance to do right. When the Pandavas, when we thought them dead, we mourned for them, because Bhishma wasn't ever part of that plot. It was only Duryodhana and his father. And now it turns out that they're back, and they're married to Draupadi, which means they brought in their powerful king Drupada into what can be our clan. So we have to do right by them. We have to somehow bring them back in to the fold, but we cannot have this tension split the nation apart.
Exactly.
Although, in some sense, we know that he knows Duryodhana's there. Duryodhana's part of this as well, and he knows that he's not going to want to give shit up. Mm-hmm. But what we can do is we can give them a part of the nation. And it's actually a shitty part of the nation.
Of course it is. Why would they give him the good part?
Yeah. Now, Bhishma in some renditions would love to, be absolutely fair to everyone. But being absolutely fair to everyone is not going to pacify Duryodhana, and then there'll be war. And the one thing he doesn't want is war between the sides of his family, his clans.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
So he puts out this idea, let's give them this place called Pandavaprashta, and split the nation, let them have their own, and whoever wants to go can go, I guess. But that we have to do right by them. We do not want to go to war with them. We know how powerful they are. We've had tournaments before they even left. They've done some magnificent feats that have beaten all of you. It was an archery tournament to win Draupadi, and everyone failed except Arjuna. So,
yeah,
and they're archery in this is a big deal in that Bhishma, in his opening chapter, he blocked the Ganges River by firing up millions of arrows.
Oh my god, it was
wow.
so good.
Yeah.
He's never mind. I've talked about it
Okay.
numerous times.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, you
I'll
can
tell you
mention
which
it. It's been
episode.
many
The
episodes.
visual's
Has it
amazing.
been?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he surfed down the Ganges on just millions of arrows with white spiky hair, and he was just so
The
cool,
white
man.
spiky hair is not too, but in our version, it's very much
He was such
Patrick
a cool
Swayze, but-
surfer dude. Yeah, man.
so. But now he's older and
Still a badass.
still a badass, still actually very much a badass, but doesn't come out as much because
Okay.
now it's between family stuff.
Yes.
So that's the vote he puts in. It's like, let's do this. Drona, the one who supported all of them, the one who taught all of them, he comes out and he agrees completely with Bhishma. It's like, yeah, we have to do right by the Pandavas. We don't want any more division happening at all, because now that they're back and we're all very happy we're back, doesn't look at Duryhodana when he says it.
We are
But
all
we're all
very
happy they're back,
happy,
but
right?
they've been gone for a while, and so
Jeez.
we're not going to give them the nation as they had before, because beforehand, the oldest Pandava was going to take over the nation. But we can give them, let's give them the half. And then before he's finished, Karna interrupts him. And Karna's like, who, and he speaks to Dhritarashtra, and he's like, who are these fucking people you have as your advisors? What is this crap they're saying about splitting our nation down the middle? What fucking madness is this shit?
Karna.
And no one's talked to Bhishma or Drona like this. It's very un-Indian.
Disrespectful little shit.
It's very un-Indian. You
can
don't
tell.
do that.
This is not. Well, no, this is not
Yeah,
Asian.
and
No.
they're surprised by this, and I think there's an element of this where Bhishma remembers this for the future. Never likes Karna after this moment, never likes him. But Karna goes in, and he's just like, we are kings. Fuck all this emotional shit. We have to be as kings do, or we'll lose everything. We have to go to war now. We have to go to war before Krishna truly allies with them and brings the semi-divine Yadava clan. We have to fucking go now. Let's go to war now. And of course, this was the whole plan, right? This is all Dhritarashtra's, But then Vidura jumps in again. And Vidura's like, look, don't listen to these two dumbasses. You don't hear about this Dhritarashtra because, you are king. More so than you are blind, you are king. And everyone knows that when the House of Lak burned to the ground in minutes, everyone knows that was Duryodhana and maybe even Karna. But everyone knows that. They know that you were a part of it. Now that the Pandavas are back, everyone is rejoicing. Everyone in our entire nation is happy that the Pandavas are back. They loved the Pandavas. They loved them so much. They thought them dead, and then the only reason they went along is because they didn't have any other options. Now all of a sudden they're back. You're going to tell them go to war against these guys?
Good luck, motherfucker.
It's
Good luck.
not.
It's not going to happen.
It won't happen.
Yeah.
It will completely destroy any authority you think you have over them.
So the
at all.
Pandavas are like Tom Hanks. Everyone likes them.
Everybody likes
Yeah.
They're
them.
you're not gonna. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, nobody's going to fight them.
Yeah.
5 little Tom Hanks. 1 big strong one, 2 twins. Yeah, oh my
I really don't know
God.
where I pulled that out of, but I'm
But
like,
I love it. I
where it's like the
feel
general
it.
public will not be wanting to.
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love them. Mm-hmm. So stupid.
And so Dhritarashtra actually does see sense in this. He's like, oh shit. Yeah, this will completely destroy it. And he kind of even has flashbacks in this moment, because when Duryodhana was born, there was a bunch of evil omens that happened at that time. And so he kind of, this discussion
about that.
is making him kind of go back and remember that Duryodhana is going to usher in chaos and evil and stuff. And he's like,
Oh, no.
I can't. And there was even thoughts they were said that he needs to kill him, let him move on into his next life now. But he couldn't do it. It was his son. But now it's all coming back as God, this is the shit.
Just send them into the
Yeah.
into the into like, one of the neighborhoods. Maybe the fish market. They got a lot of knives.
Fish market.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
He still loves
Let
his
the
son.
people take care of them.
Bigger kids, bigger problems.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's decided that this is what they'll do. We'll send word to the Pandavas. And so, Vidura decides to go himself. So, Vidura goes to visit the Pandavas in the place that they're in, Panchala, where they're staying with their father-in-law. And when he gets there, Krishna's actually already there. And this is the first time Krishna's kind of like met with the Pandavas. But they've been happy to see him. They're also cousins on their mother's side. And so they've already been in discussions and talks. Krishna is known as the Avatar. Krishna is God on Earth.
Oh, okay.
And like the reason we went through some of his old stories is because, oh my God, like he's fucking powerful. And like, again, like, well, you have all these different deities. Krishna is the one who, in many respects, is like the god in human form. And what makes him special is that he knows it. You have, in other cases, like gods in human forms, but they're not aware of it as much. So he's aware of it. And so now he is with the Pandavas.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Vidura is happy to see this. But so Vidura comes and he is happy to embrace the Pandavas again. It was actually him who saved the Pandavas because he told them about the House of Luck secretly, where they almost got burned down. So he's always been siding with them. So he has known the whole time they're alive. He's known they were alive for a while. But now he gets to actually embrace them again after years. Like, all right, like, welcome back to being kings. Congrats on your marriage. You know?
Glad you're not.
Because I think it's been at least a year.
Yeah.
I think it was a year. Let's say a year that they went through all this.
Okay, lots of
I
congrats
kind
in
of thought it
order.
was longer than a year.
Yeah.
But
I don't know exactly.
That's just in my head.
Yeah.
And with all the traveling and all the like changes of scenery and all the changes of diet.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah. So
But maybe not.
It may have been.
Just a really busy year.
So we'll say at least a year.
Okay.
This has been going on for. Well, they were meant to visit that place for a year only.
Right.
Yeah. So, in any case, he comes back and he embraces them and he's like, so this is what you are being invited back to Dhritarashtra, who has something to offer you. And they're a little like, we're going to go back to the place where yes, it's our birthright in many ways, but they tried to kill us there. And there's a little nervous about taking Draupadi there.
Yeah.
Yudhishthira, the oldest, who was the most authority, who was the one who was going to be king, he's concerned, like, he doesn't even want the 100 Kauravas, like, ogling her.
Keep your dirty eyes off of her, you bastards.
So they're kind of like, what do we do? I don't know about this. Vidura's, like, he just came from the meeting, so he's trying to convince them, and he asked, like, but he understands, like, yeah, like, they've tried to kill you. That's a big deal. Now, so Krishna says that he'll go with them.
Okay.
And then no one's going to dare touch them while he is with them.
Hell yeah.
No, like, he is also, like, supremely loved, and of course, all the Avatara stuff as well.
I mean, yeah, you pick out like mountains and shit too. So.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
that puts things into...
Yeah, him
Yeah,
and his
so-
brother Balarama actually are
A couple
there.
of dicks, he's no problem.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just flick them away.
exactly. So they wouldn't dare touch him.
Flick those dicks away.
So, and his brother's also pretty divine and powerful too.
Oh, as
Krishna's
he
brother
would be.
Balarama.
Yeah, his brother's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
So they say like, okay, well, if you decide to go, like, we'll go with you, and then so that takes that, there won't be any threat, and they go back and forth a little bit, and Draupadi's like, I mean, I'm worried for your safety, but I will go by what Krishna says, and Krishna's like, yeah, you should go,
Okay.
you should go, and again, I'm coming with you, so let them see that I'm with you, and any form of violence as well will kind of be pushed aside, hopefully, as well.
I hope so, too.
Hello, listeners. Did you know that today's guest, Rachael Gaetz, is a fabulous portrait photographer? Based out of the Twin Cities, BelleAmiss Photography strives to take the stress out of photo sessions while capturing life's beautiful imperfections. You will leave feeling great about you and your photo experience. Trust me, I know, because she took Satish and I's engagement photos, wedding photos, and our very recent headshots, which are all incredible, by the way. She's been honing her skills for well over 10 years, and now she takes on more than 100 clients each year. Many are lovely folks needing family and milestone pictures, some couples getting engaged and married, some are professionals needing headshots and branding images, and some are bold and beautiful women seeking an empowering boudoir session. Rachael brings positive energy and creativity to every shoot with the goal of making the entire experience fun and easy for her clients. So if you're in need of some fresh new photos or know of someone else who is, definitely check out Rachael's website at BelleAmiss.com to get in touch. That's BelleAmiss.com.
Hi, listeners. Thanks for listening to the podcast. So, as I continue to integrate and act upon the wisdom that I am discovering through the Mahabharata and through this podcast, I am learning how to also be a better life coach. Through these stories, I'm tapping into some ancient knowledge regarding happiness, satisfaction, creativity, and of course, applying our powerful imagination. To further support this, I also keep up with modern science and positive psychology. Listeners, there are no greater feelings for me than ensuring clients' tomorrows are better than their todays. You can find out more from following the Imagination Life Coaching tab on my main website, spjayraj.com. That is spjayraj.com. Back to the Mahabharata. And so they decide, okay, we're going to pack up and go. And so they all go to visit. Kunti, their mother, comes as well. And yeah, I believe that Draupadi as well. And this nation of Hastinapur, where they're all originally from, they rejoice. They're excited as fuck that they get to see the Pandavas again after so long.
Ticker tape parade.
Yeah, and they get to see Draupadi. So there's a part of this that is exciting to the Pandavas, and the part of it, especially Beam, who's like, fucking dogs, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they don't want to...
Yeah.
So, as a huge, a lot of excitement when they arrive by just all the ordinary people, happy and excited that they're alive.
Yeah.
They're alive.
Yeah.
So yeah, they come out and they see her and they see them. Outpouring of all the love for all the Kauravas to see. For Duryhodana to absolutely see that, the people fucking love this guy.
Yeah, no
love
joke.
all five of them and this entire clan and this new alliance now. Fuck.
Yeah.
And so then they go and they see Dhritarashtra, who embraces them. And I don't know if it's all of them there. I'm assuming he meets the kind of all of them because they've had some adventures with Drona and Bhishma and all that. So... And Dhritarashtra makes the offer. He's like, we will give you half the nation. Okay. And that way we know that there's strife clearly between you and Duryhodana. At least this way you'll each have your piece of land. And there will be no more need for conflict.
Mm-hmm. Story done.
Yeah, that's the hope.
Wait.
And... they ponder about, should they take up this deal? But in a sense, I think some of the Pandavas may be a little questioning of the deal. But Yudhishthira is, by his nature, will always do what the king says.
Okay. Cool.
And so he's like, I've never not done what you've said before. So, okay, we will take this. And, yeah, we're going to go form our own kingdom. Now, there are two different versions that I read of this other land. One is that it is dense jungle swampland, or it's just desert.
Well, those aren't.
Either way, not ideal.
Either way, useless as far as kingship is concerned.
Sure.
And there are things with this place that there have been stories that have taken place in this area before, and so that might be why it's led to either becoming overgrowth with all this apparently evil creatures, a lot of reptiles and poisonous amphibians, or just being just desert land because it wasted away because of earlier things that have happened there.
Either way, not ideal.
So, yeah. Okay.
So that I've read two different distinctions of the story, but we'll do the one that is actually less magical because I kind of find it even more interesting.
Okay.
And then we'll go back over the other ones. But they agree. Okay, so we're going to go to the land, to this dense land of jungle and swamp
Pythons.
and all this stuff. The people... Now, there's all these things that have happened with the Pandavas with the story. When we talk about the power story, first they died. Some people think that God saved them. Some people think that they did die and were reborn and forgot who they were until now. So there's
Fascinating.
all this mythologizing about them. Now they're all married to Draupadi as well, which is something that happened more often in more ancient times. For a woman to have numerous husbands.
Maybe they time traveled.
Maybe they
Maybe
traveled.
they time traveled from an ancient time.
Yeah, maybe they did that. Wow. Who knows? There are stories among stories in this, like, but
love it.
it's just
Maybe they're
super
aliens.
mythologized.
It always comes back to aliens.
No, it's back to aliens.
It
Yeah,
always comes back to aliens.
but
They didn't have tinfoil back then, though, so they're screwed.
yeah, hopefully it'll be fine. I mean, okay, so they all come back. I don't know the reference that well.
Tinfoil hat?
Yeah, I've seen it, but I don't know what it's for. Just to protect you.
Blocks the aliens from getting in your brain.
Gotcha.
And
Okay.
then
It doesn't-
abducting you.
It doesn't look very dignified.
No,
but
it's
maybe
not
No.
a dignified look.
No.
They should really go, design some nicer hats and
Yeah.
maybe.
Corporate America needs to take over the tinfoil hat.
I mean, they have. It's now red. What?
Oh, nice. Very nice.
I
I see what
don't-
you did there.
I don't think we are dividing anyone that listens to this. Maybe I'll cut it out. We'll see what happens.
Meh. Why?
Eh,
So,
I just said red.
okay, where was we? Okay, so they go over them. No, but all of the people now, all these rumors and all this, the fact that they're back, and now they're getting their own kingdom. Wait, it's in that shitty swampland? Like, that's what they're doing? They're giving them the worst land of this
Yes.
place?
It's like down low, too slow.
Yeah, yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
But they get a whole bunch of people that just want to come with them.
Oh.
That are like, let's go with the Pandavas, let's go where Krishna supports, let's leave whatever Hastinapur is going to become once, because Duryhodana is clearly going to become king here and we don't trust him.
Yeah.
So many people go with them.
The Swifties.
Yes. Yeah, they've got their own Swifties. Swifties from all over butts, not just from Hastinapur, but from all over the Indian nation. Of which I found out that my dad is a Swiftie, and it's the strangest thing, and yet wonderful at the same
All the
time.
fun facts.
It's so cute.
I noticed I have to keep pulling in pop culture
Please do.
references
Yeah.
to make those connections.
No, I mean,
Uh-huh.
our first episode, we referenced Seinfeld, Friends,
Okay.
and Twilight all in the same
All
episode.
in one episode.
So
Yeah.
you're,
Oh, we have to go
you're
and listen.
in the right place.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good to know.
So they all go with them, and because of all these people there, because of their just admiration for the Pandavas and all people of different skills, they just get to work, and they
Yeah.
just start getting rid of the jungle land, getting the terrible swamp, and they start building their city.
Hell yeah.
They do it by very specific and instructions, using all the known knowledge of what is known as Vasta Shastra, which is just, I guess, spatial knowledge. I call it Indian Feng Shui, which is probably actually not that far apart.
What's
anyway.
it called again? One more time.
Vastu Shastra.
I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's nice.
Shastra, I think, means knowledge because there's all sorts of other things.
Sure.
And then then Vastu, that must mean space.
Okay.
Sweet.
Yeah,
That's why I brought a notebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say it
Vasta
again.
Shastra.
Vasta Shastra.
Yeah, and I'm
I
sure I'm
love
not
it.
saying it completely right.
We need to put that on our wall.
Vasta Shastra.
I love it.
Sure. Yeah.
Vasta Shastra.
So they start building, and they build a beautiful city.
Sure.
And then they just keep expanding this into a nation. And the more it builds, the more people come,
Yeah.
the more, and it just quickly develops smoothly.
So my question then is, how do the people on the other half of the nation feel about how, this swamp or no jungle land is now thriving under the leadership of the Pandavas.
Yeah, Duryhodana fucking hates this.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Duryhodana hates this.
Thought he gave him shitty land.
Not to mention, like, his people left Hastinapura.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
some people left Hastinapura, which will take, you know, their GDP down to help build his rival. Now they had half the nation, but they had the shittiest, most useless. Now they don't. They performed a miracle here.
And I bet a lot of the skilled
Yeah.
members of that society left.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
All the stonemasons,
All the
the
Democrats
carpenters,
Sorry, what? I need to stop this.
No, this is great.
they all start building this new nation. And yeah, like, it's going supremely well. Duryodhana just fucking hates all this shit.
Of course.
Another version of the tale was like that I read, like the desert version of this is that when Krishna gets there, and it's all desert, and they're like, well, this sucks. What do we do? And they go to sleep, and Krishna casts a spell to make sure they stay asleep. And he calls upon Indra, king of the Devas, king of the gods, who gets to work, and like I think they bring in like the great builder of Hindu mythology, who I think is Vishwakarma, and he builds the nation as well
While they sleep?
while they sleep. And so they wake up to an entire like city that has been
I
made
would like
for
to be
them.
subjected to this magic.
It's amazing.
I sleep and then everything
Yeah.
comes together.
Yeah.
I like the idea of it, but also I really like the idea of them going to this lush jungle and ripping
Doing
it and doing it
right.
themselves and
Doing some weeding.
yeah, doing a lot of weeding.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And then the
find-
people, like the fact
and
that
the
the
people like
came
being
with
behind
them.
it
Right.
then, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, both versions have.
Both versions have definite
appeal.
positives.
Yeah.
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 And then later in the story, there'll be a little magic with like one place anyway. So I'm like, I'm going to go with the jungle variant here. Because I like the fact that all the people kind of came
Yeah.
as well. And so, yeah, everything is going well in this nation. And it's a thriving place. At some point later on, this dude known as Narayana comes to visit. Now, Narayana is in a sense a deity himself, but he is a sage, a wanderer, a storyteller, and I believe one of the first children of Brahma, who is the creator. So in Hinduism, there are the three main gods, which is main gods, I say with, you know,
He's
finger thingies.
He's air quoting.
Air
right
quoting.
Now, everyone. Air
it's-
quotes.
Shiva, Brahma, and Vishnu. And Vishnu, the idea is that Krishna is actually a form of Vishnu. But Brahma is the creator. So this is, in a sense, Brahma's son, who's got a bit of a reputation for being someone who can be a little sly and cunning, Loki style. Mm-hmm. You know, like kind of says things to his own, to get things going. But still, he comes, and he's very much welcomed there. Krishna and Balarama have now left. Like, they made sure that the nation was good. They made sure they had their coffers, that everything was going well. And then they have now, because they have their own city and nation that
They got
that
get
they
back
have to
to.
be part to. Mm-hmm. So they've head off, and then so then Narayana comes, who is the sage storyteller. He spends time with the Pandavas, and he spends time then also with Draupadi. And he sees how enamored they are all with Draupadi. And he kind of like waits for, I guess, Draupadi to have some other kind of engagement, so he can speak just to the Pandavas. And he's like, so you
Like
guys...
girls' night or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
Girls'
said a
night.
girls' night. She needed it after all the guy nights.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So Narayana tells them, like, you know, this is reminding me of a story of Sunda, Upasunda, his brother, and I think it was a creature known as an Apsara or a Gandharva, some sort of mystical female beautiful creature,
Okay.
named Tilatama.
Tilatama.
Yeah.
Mystical beauty.
Tilatama. And so I'm like, why is Draupadi, why are you thinking of this story? And so the story is that the two of them were in love with Tilatama, and they both married her.
Oh.
And everything was good, everything was fine until one day, for whatever reason, Sundar went in and he caught them making love. Not caught them making love. He knows it's happening.
Right.
But sees them making love and gets like a pang of jealousy.
Oh, buddy.
At the end of the night, he challenges him to a duel.
Buddy.
And ends up killing him.
No.
And then kills himself.
Oh, God.
When husband brothers go wrong.
Husband brothers again.
So this is what Narayana tells him. Like, well, why? And like,
Should be on TLC. My God.
yeah. And I'm gonna go with like Bhishma here, but they're like, "What? Like, this is not relevant to us. Like, we're not gonna. We would never hurt each other. You know,
We'd never
Like,
snoop
never.
on each other having sex.
yeah." And it was like we haven't yet. We've been married a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
it's not of interest to us. It's like, yeah, but if it happens, like when it happened with the Pasanta and Santa, it wasn't intentional. It just happened.
Right?
And then,
You think you're okay with something until like
Yeah.
you know
until you see
you
it,
see it.
and then the rage
And
gets
it's
up, and
in
it'll
your soul.
Yeah, and it's like
Oh,
it's gonna sit in
no.
your soul for months, and then years, and it's gonna cause problems. And I was like, no, we do yoga. We don't. We
Well, I suppose you can combat that with yoga.
yeah,
And
Yes,
mindfulness.
yeah,
You can
exactly. We
absolutely
meditate. We're
combat
Kshatriyas. We know all
The
this
image
stuff.
of your wife fucking some dude.
Yeah.
It's not some dude, though.
And
It's
then
your
and
brother
he's like,
husband.
"Hey, it's Wednesday. You knew." Like,
You
I
knew.
guess it still
You weren't
doesn't
supposed
hit.
to be
Yeah.
here. Sorry you forgot your notebook, but get out of here.
And so they're like, it's not gonna happen. I was like, well, what if it does? I was like, it's not gonna fucking happen. What if it does? And so he just finally, if it does,
nag.
the only way to do
See,
it,
I have a bad feeling now, but
Yeah.
if it does, the only way to really clench yourself is that whoever like sees it leaves for 12 years. And they're like, it's not going to happen. And then what? So finally, like, yeah, sure, we'll take the vow
okay.
that if any of us sees this happening with the other brother, there's no real reason it was. We're very organized. That's
We
what we'll
have a
do.
schedule.
We have a daily schedule.
But I also feel like someone's gonna have to leave for 12 years now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Aw.
We'll see.
This was. I mean,
12 years.
mainly this was there just to make sure, like, it never ever like. Oh, I don't want
It's
to
a cautionary tale.
Right.
Sure.
It's a cautionary tale. Now, nothing's gonna make you like even risk it, right?
Yeah.
And it gets to the and the thing is, like, it gets a little paranoia going on where like Yudhishthira is like, he doesn't like, all right, like, we have to find a place to do it where it's not going to be a problem. For some reason, like, it's the weapon room whenever he's with
Well.
yeah.
Getting a little Game of Thrones
Nothing
in
more
there
sexy
now.
than like axes and
Yikes.
swords and bows and arrows around you.
I mean, listen.
You're doing it.
It's the element of danger.
I would have thought like Arjuna would have wanted to
Doesn't
be in the
sound
weapons
cozy, though.
room.
I guess
near
he's the
bow
warrior
and
one.
arrows.
Yeah.
These things are powerful. Yeah. No?
No, I guess for whatever reason it's this one, or yeah. So they've been sufficiently made paranoid.
Beams was the kitchen, right?
It would make sense if Beans in the kitchen. He does love to eat.
He
Yeah.
always had a sandwich during it, I'm sure. George Costanza's it. Yeah.
Oh, poor Draupadi.
Absolutely. She knew what she was getting into.
She did. She did what she
So
did.
I don't feel like I have heard anything from her point of view so far. Like, how
Oh,
does she
no.
feel about? We never hear.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
She feels
okay,
about
so
this
yeah, I
situation.
did. There's
Let's
one
see.
perspective I did where she was like, "Why the fuck was Narayana getting all up in our business
Yeah.
with this weird thing going on? And like, what is his actual deal here? Like, we were fine. The brothers are brothers. We all went into this together. They all love each other very, very much. They're the best of the best. Why is he just coming in and fucking with all this shit? But whatever. They've now made the vow, and you never go back. Like, once the vow is done, the vow is done.
Yeah.
So whatever.
There's no unvowing in this world.
There's
Okay,
no unvowing.
okay.
You can make a little bit course corrections, but there's no completely unvowing.
Yeah.
Unvowing.
Yeah. And then Narayana leaves, having lovely put the seed in and
Fucked everything up.
yeah, or protected them. Maybe
no.
not.
Come on.
So a Brahmana comes running up one day on Yudhishthira's day, and
Shit.
his cows have been stolen.
God damn it.
And so
Who's stealing cows again?
some ruffians, and there's
Always the ruffians.
now there is some theories that this fucker is actually Narayana again.
God
Stealing
damn
the
it.
cows?
Either
Or he's
stealing the
just
cows or the Brahmana.
crying wolf.
Oh,
Like,
okay,
you know.
okay. Mhm.
Or it's aliens. Aliens like to steal cows too.
Yeah, Narayana in some versions is the person because he's been around since like almost the beginning of time. He's
Okay.
been to all the different universes. He's talked about Venus and shit like that.
All right. So he's an alien.
There's a version I read where he's telling Draupadi, it's like, oh yeah, like actually on Venus, the women there all have multiple husbands.
Oh, yeah.
and when
Venus.
you came to this
Oh, yeah,
world,
of
you
course.
probably came from there.
So he's a space traveler,
Yeah,
which
very
means
much so.
alien.
Yeah, which means an alien.
I've been proven correct.
Yeah.
Y'all have been fighting me on this, but it's
Alien.
it is aliens.
Yeah, so they come to Arjuna, and Arjuna's now torn. Because it's, well, I gotta go help this Brahmana get his cows back. But guess what all my weapons are?
Oh
No.
no!
So the version is either that or they were just in his room, which is where Yudhishthira and Draupadi were doing the nasty at the time.
Why would they do it in his room? It's got to be the weapons room.
Sure,
and
let's
also,
make it the
why
weapons
why
room.
would Arjuna only keep his bow in the weapons room? Like, I feel like it'd be just on his body all the time.
He has like, well, not all the time. You don't want to carry your stuff all the time.
He loves it though.
He does, but maybe he will now. Because here's a lesson.
He doesn't have a spare one like under his pillow.
Did not like his main one.
Well,
His
what does
main
it
bow is a
matter?
powerful. The main bow
I
is
get
like given
it
to him by
matters.
the
It's
gods.
got the okay.
Yeah, I think.
Is it like
It's got all the
like
magic
Thor's
arrows and
hammer?
shit.
Like, you know how he keeps it on his person all the time?
Yeah.
Oh, the
Kinda.
bow doesn't. I don't think the bow comes to his hand like that.
No, but I just mean like it's
always there.
You always know where it's always in arm's reach. Or
Yeah.
Sort
Yeah,
Of.
I feel like it should be. Mm-hmm. I think we're learning a lesson right now.
wasn't this day.
God damn it, Arjuna.
So, and like he kind of debates, like I don't want to interrupt my brother with Draupadi. We made this vow, but the guy keeps like, what are you doing? Like they're getting away, and they are kings. They are
Where's Beam?
responsible to the people. I don't know where everyone else is.
Because Beam he doesn't need a weapon. Beam is
Yeah.
the weapon. Mm-hmm. He could just go.
I don't know where they are,
God damn
and
it.
Arjuna doesn't know where they are more
He's all
specifically.
frolicking in some meadow somewhere.
Probably,
I'm frustrated.
I can tell.
yeah.
Sorry.
And so Arjuna goes in, sneaks in.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Gets a glimpse of Draupadi, not meaning to, but like reaches and gets his bow. And goes after, and, you know, that's not a problem at all. Gets the cows back. Kills or imprisons or just deals with the villains in this case. Mm-hmm. And he starts preparing. He starts preparing for what is known as the Tirtha Yatra, which he's going to be gone for 12 years.
I knew it.
Arjuna?
And Yudhishthira is like, no, like, you don't need to do this. There's absolutely no reason for you to go. What were you supposed to do? You didn't come in willingly. You made a choice as a king, and you made the right choice as a king.
You didn't sit there and giggle.
Yeah. You didn't give me note cards or points. You know.
Look at him go.
You didn't compare. You didn't even actually see me.
Yeah.
You know, you just saw Draupadi gyrating quite a bit, but
Oh,
you
heavens
didn't.
to Betsy.
You didn't see me, so really, you don't need. It's like, wasn't the vow if you saw like us together? You didn't see us together, but Arjuna is convinced. Arjuna is like, no, like we made a vow
He's proud.
and we know from it, like, this is the vow, and maybe this is the destiny. This is maybe something that does have to happen, but we made this agreement now. We agreed that in order to make sure that there's no evil feelings that well up, this needs to happen. And so he takes his bow, and all the Pandavas, like, are sad. They wish him well. Draupadi's very upset.
Sure.
It was Arjuna who won her originally.
Oh, okay.
So when they were posing as brahmanas, and they had to hit this spinning fish with a whole bunch of other obstacles, and no one else could do it. It was Arjuna who did it. It was when he came back to see his mom. And he's like, look what we've won. And his mom said, oh, whatever it is, make sure you share it with your brothers.
Stop.
It's the best line in the whole book.
Oh, I do
So
enjoy
far.
how things have come full circle for me.
Best line ever. Make
I'm
sure
gonna-
you share it with your brothers.
Write that down.
I love that line so much. Oh my god.
So, Draupadi is not... Yeah, Draupadi's not happy
She's
with
not
this.
thrilled, no.
Yeah.
He's like the main brother husband.
And, I mean, the one
Right?
who won it,
That's
right?
what
The
brother-
one who
brother
won
husband.
it, who won her, who
Yeah.
made it happen.
Yeah.
So, but, yeah, Arjuna leaves. In the Prashta.
With
And,
a little knapsack and his bow
and
and
there's
arrow.
some versions...
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's some
Tied
versions...
on his bow, maybe.
yeah, now he has his bow with him all the time.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sure he does now.
Yeah.
Buddy.
But I think Krishna hears of this or knows of this, and so what we'll see in like the later episodes is that Krishna will join him for some of these, like, because he just has to leave Hastinapur or like this whole place for 12 years, and he can't see Draupadi for 12 years. It's a long time.
It's a long time.
Yeah. But some, I think, Brahmanas also go with him, but he's set himself on this path where, okay, Arjuna is also someone who's always working on himself, always looking to better himself. And so he kind of takes this as an opportunity where, like, I'm going to go visit all the holy places in this region.
Cool.
I like him.
In this
Yeah.
time.
I like how he's handling this.
Yeah.
And we'll continue. And so that's... Yeah, so that's actually where... That's where we'll end today.
This is bittersweet. Yeah.
It is. I feel sad that Arjuna is going off, but I also, he's going to take some classes. He's going to meet some.
Gonna find
meet some
himself.
holy
Well, I
people,
don't even know that he needs to
I
find
don't think he needs
himself.
to find himself, but he's going to better himself for
And
sure.
he
going to
has to
better
pass
himself.
the time of 12 years
Yeah,
now, too.
he's going to be glowing when he comes
So,
back.
and this is better than going on a murdering spree.
Oh yeah,
So-
it's better than war. It's better than
Yeah.
Killing his brothers or being resentful. And like,
killing himself.
right. And that was one of the things that Narayana used in his arguments. Is like, if there's any sort of any evil or any ill will between you and your brothers, that's a victory in Duryhodhana's
Yeah.
camp. They're going to try and use that.
I guess
They'll
what's
hear
12
of
years?
it. And
12 years goes by fast. I'm thinking
Yeah.
of our lives together.
Agreed.
Wasn't it
We've
just...
had more than 12 years.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So
Yeah.
it's okay. He'll
they
be okay.
they live long lives.
I figured they did.
12
They
years
live
is a
very
drop in the
long
bucket.
lives.
A drop
Especially with all their like health practices. A drop in the bucket.
Bazinga.
that could be another title for this
A
one.
droppity
Yeah.
in the bucket. A
No, I
droppity
think
in
we're
the...
gonna. I think we're gonna stick with that first one.
A
What was
droppity
that
in the
again?
drona?
Brother
Is that right?
husbands.
Brother
Brother
husbands.
husbands.
Yeah.
A droppity in the... Isn't drone a bucket? No.
Yeah, Drona's bucket.
A droppity in the drona. A droppity in a drona.
Drona was born out of a bucket.
Yeah, so his name was Bucket.
Yeah, that's what Drona means.
I wish you guys could see my face of just like light bulb, delight, So,
Oh, it's so good.
There are a lot of immaculate births. Is that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
a lot of immaculate births.
a lot, especially in the beginning of this. But at the end, I think they'll keep happening.
Cool.
every
I
once
would think
in a
so.
while,
They have to keep
yeah.
continuing the...
they just don't have those as much these days
No.
anymore. I will
No.
say,
Yeah.
not as many immaculate births.
No, people are more suspicious.
They don't accept that as much
Yeah.
anymore.
No, not so much.
Except that's more the problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, that's the
Yeah.
The whole science thing gets in the way.
And
Bunch
DNA
of
testing doesn't help
bullshit.
either.
Yeah, DNA testing and science.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. So much for magic.
What'd you think?
This was super fun. There were a lot of turns.
Yeah.
There were a lot of names.
Yeah.
We'll say that too. A lot of visuals I have now. So you've definitely piqued my interest here. Like I said, it was
Yeah.
a good pause from life for a minute to get together and, listen to some storytelling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you came for like a really like a politically driven one too, with all the
suppose.
beginning discussions as well.
Well,
So, but yeah,
it's true.
I'm really happy you joined us for this.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too. Thanks for
Yeah.
having me.
Yeah. Well, on that note, listeners, have an imaginative day.
Hi, listeners. Thanks for listening to this episode. If you want to support the podcast and hear additional content, you can do so by becoming a member of the podcast on Patreon at patreon.com/NYMM podcast. We would like to thank our current patrons, Dinosaur Sauce, Errol the Hamster, and Praveen Prem Kumar for their support. Thank you. Have an imaginative day.